There's a moment in every athlete's career where the reps stop feeling like work. For me, it was summer of 2021. The last season, I played semi pro football with the San Diego Thundercats when it all finally clicked for me. I stopped obsessing over the uncontrollables and I finally fell in love with the process. I stopped thinking about the routes and started just running them. My feet knew where to go before my head caught up, and that's when I actually understood what it meant to be good at something. Years later, when I put down the football and picked up a camera, the first thing I noticed was I had no idea how to get back to that feeling. I'm George Jack. I'm an indie filmmaker based in San Diego. I'm a director, cinematographer, and editor. I'm a jack of all trades, and I built You Don't Know Jack films from the ground up. And now I'm trying to document that process publicly. I didn't go to film school. I don't have any industry connections, just the craft, the reps, and whatever I could figure out on my own. This channel is called Future Proof Filmmakers. And here's what it's actually about. Nobody told me that filmmaking has the same architecture as sports do. The reps, the film study, the mental game, the coaching, the off season and the seasons. It's all there. You just have to know how to look at it. Now, I came up at a Catholic school in San Diego, University of San Diego High School football Dons, under coach Sean Doyle. Later, I played semi-pro with the Thundercats. We ran a circuit through Mexicali, Tijuana, Rosarito, and Ensenada. I know what it feels like to grind for something with no guaranteed outcome. No scholarship, no signing bonus, just you and the people next to you. And the question of whether you're going to do the work when nobody's watching. Filmmaking is that, exactly. So when I say film like you train, I'm not just using a metaphor. I do mean using it structurally. So here's what this channel is not. I'm not here to teach you gear. I'm not here to review cameras. I don't care what lens you're shooting on. There are 1,000 YouTube channels for that. Go find them if that's what you need right now. I'm here for something different. I'm here to show you that the discipline that made you good at sports or at anything that required real reps over real time is the same exact discipline that makes you good at this, filmmaking. Athletes watch film. Filmmakers should too. But there's a certain way, and I'll show you how. Athletes do two-a-days. Filmmakers should have a daily creative practice. And I'm going to show you mine. Athletes have coaches who tell them hard truths. Filmmakers need that too. That's going to be my job here for you. Let me give you the honest version of my story because I think it'll save you some time. I wasted a couple years making content before I figured out what was actually holding me back. A couple years of posting, grinding, waiting for something to click. And I'm embarrassed it took me that long because when I finally saw it, it was obvious. I was skipping practice. Not literally. I mean, I was shooting, I was editing, I was posting, but I wasn't doing the deliberate reps. They weren't intentional. I wasn't studying my own footage the way I used to study my own game film. I wasn't building towards anything. I was just showing up and hoping the inspiration would carry me. Doesn't work that way at all. It didn't work that way in football, and it doesn't work that way in filmmaking. The reps have to be intentional. The study has to be deliberate. The process has to be yours. My first feature film was objectively bad. I'll be the first one to say it. Yeah, it's also one of the best things that ever happened to me because making it taught me more than any class, any tutorial, any YouTube video could have. I made every mistake. Bad audio, wrong exposure, coverage that didn't cut together, performances I didn't know how to direct. I put all of it on film, and then I had to go back and watch it all and figure out what there was to fix. And that's film school. That's the real version of it, at least. Now, here's the thing about that season in 2021, and I mean this. We lost. the championship in Rosarito that last year. And we were probably the better team on paper. But we lost anyway, and I didn't show up. And I had to sit with that for years. And the one thing Coach Doyle made us do whenever we lost was we had to watch the game film twice. Not once, twice. He said, "You can't fix what you won't look at." And that line changed the way I make films. Every project, every rep, every post, I watch it back. I find the errors. I write one thing down that I change. And that's not optional. That's my practice. So here's the thesis for this channel. Everything I make comes back to this. You don't need more gear. You need more reps. You don't need more inspiration and motivation. You need a better practice structure and system. You don't need the algorithm to figure you out. You need to figure out your craft first, and the work will do the rest. I trained myself on older substandard equipment on purpose, not because I couldn't access better gear, but because I needed to understand light before I hid behind a lens. I needed to understand sound before I leaned on a recorder. When you take the easy tool away, you learn the hard thing underneath it. Athletes call this constraint training. Filmmakers should probably call it the same thing. Now, if any of that lands, if you've been grinding at something creative and you've felt the gap between how hard you're working and how much you're actually getting better, subscribe to the channel now, because that's the gap this channel is built to close. Every week, I post one episode that connects sports to filmmaking, one real lesson, one real rep, one thing you can actually use. So here's one thing that I want you to do before next week's video. Go find the last piece of content that you made. Watch it back. Not as the person who made it, but as somebody who just stumbled across it cold. And then write down one thing that worked. Write down one thing you change. That's it. 1 and 1. That's your first rep of film study. I'm doing it too, so we're in this together. I'm George Jack, and this is Future Proof Filmmakers. Film like you train.